Riki rapped quietly on his son's door. After Eneco opened the door, Riki moved aside to reveal their guest.
Look who decided to visit.
Given the weight of everything you learned, I thought it would be best to check in on you.
Your concern is appreciated.
I see.
Would you care to talk?
I suppose so.
Good.
You and your friends are of course welcome to stay with us for as long as you would like.
We don't feel comfortable taking you up on an offer that is too generous.
For you and your friends, it is no trouble at all, I assure you.
That is very kind of you to say.
I can assure you that you are always welcome.
Dad, we'll be back later. I'm certain you'll have plenty of time to converse with Ariana and her friends then.
Yes, of course. Enjoy yourselves.
After Ariana and Eneco left, Air approached her husband.
I am curious what brought her back to the islands so soon.
I have no idea, really.
Perhaps it was simply to see Eneco?
It could be. I'm certain we will have some idea once they return.
Late at night, sitting on the edge of the cliff, Eneco and Ariana have been discussing the significance of what his status as a consecrated means and everything that is entailed with living, mortal divinity.
My father seems particularly pleased by the entirety of the situation.
Given his ambition, that is exactly what I had expected to hear.
The entire discovery doesn't make me feel differently, really. I suppose I don't even know what it truly means. Some more people like me, but that is hardly enough for me to feel as though I'm some sort of god incarnate.
Aside from realizing that many people out there like you for a particular reason, there is not much difference.
Well, my brothers both agree that explains a lot.
Are you referring to your abrasive personality?
What a polite way to phrase it. Most people refer to me as some manner of insult instead.
Speaking of overbearing, controlling, sadistic, underhanded mages, there is something regarding your father I wanted to discuss with you.
And what is that?
Well, given that you are consecrated, that means there is a fair chance that either your mother or your father are as well, if not both of them.
That would make a lot about my father make sense.
I have avoided telling him that as well, as the following information for what I hope are obvious reasons.
What information?
That there is a good chance that not only your children will be consecrated, but there is a fair chance as well that any of your siblings are as well.
So, Eryx, Ryshkin, all of my brothers and sisters.
Yes, and that also means that the possibility exists that there are other consecrated among the Gemstone Elves.
How would I know who is or is not?
Well, my brother looks for the telltale signs in their eyes. There is a third ring of color in the eyes of divine beings. That's the surest way to tell.
So, I have to stare into my brother's eyes to find out?
Either that, or risk having your father overhear them successfully using paeans.
I am not looking forward to being that physically close to any of my siblings.
But how are you handling the discovery about you being a consecrated overall?
Well enough, I suppose. I still don't want to be some sort of god in mortal form. And more to the point, I still don't understand which gods would want me to be one.
I have some idea about that one.
You do?
There are only a handful of gods that intervene in mortal affairs often, let alone create consecrated.
All right.
Based on your personality, Premad or Vaykel are my first two guesses. Which, if the other gods, nor how many contributed to your consecrated status, I could not immediately say. But it does take at least 3 gods to consecrate a mortal.
Solely based on my personality, huh?
Well, mostly, yes.
I see. So you think the gods of which 2 domains?
Deception and fire, war and forage.
So you think the gods of deception and fire gave me part of their abilities, and that a third god gave me one of their abilities as well? And that's why I am the way I am?
Mortals are more complicated than that. But you have a grasp on the rough idea of how consecrated mortals come to be.
I am a noble, sure. But is that the only reason I was chosen?
I hardly think your station in life influences the gods. I have consecrated friends from all castes. I don't even know why I was given consecrated status, let alone anybody else.
Have you ever asked?
No, because I do not expect an answer.
Why wouldn't you get an answer?
Well, that depends on which god I ask. Praemod would answer in some riddle that I'd be lucky to follow. Other gods would simply not have an answer. And others still would not feel as though they owe an explanation to mortals.
And with everything else, I am not prepared to do all the spiritual work of being some sort of mortal god.
I have never done spiritual work. That is the burden of the clergy, not the consecrated.
That is comforting.
It is. Have you decided what to do about your brothers?
I have. I don't want to not know something. It's far more interesting when you have all the facts.
Are you going to tell your father what you find?
I have not decided yet, but we should be getting back. If we're gone any longer, my father will expect you're going to bear one of his grandchildren.
Better than his children.
In the manor, with only the eldest of his siblings, Eneco spent the day deciding how to subtly determine whether his siblings closest to him in age were in fact consecrated. If he were not discreet, his father would determine his motives and may end up with more of an ego. His siblings would also become linchpins in negotiations and ploys. This was something he had dreaded since the discovery of his consecrated status.
What are you doing?
Eneco had been standing in his brother's doorway. He watched his younger sibling intently while he contemplated how to go about answering his question.
Eneco? Hello?
We need to talk.
What? Why?
I had an interesting conversation with Ariana, and I think there's much to learn.
To learn? To learn about what?
Sid, I have a lot to tell you.
All right. What is it?
Now, hold still.
Wait, what are you doing?
Stop moving!
Then stop getting so close to me.
I have to, damn it!
Why? It's weird.
Because I have to! I said stop it!
Stop being weird.
You're the one making it weird.
Get away from me.
Stay quiet and remain still.
Leave me alone.
I want to, but first I need you to stop moving.
No.
What in the names of the saints are they possibly fighting about now?
The eldest child of the House of Occultist Spies decides to mediate the dispute between his younger siblings. He leaves his room and moves toward the sounds of the argument.
Stop making things complicated!
Eneco, I will hurt you if I have to.
And then I'll conjure a flame and retaliate. Let's not let this get out of hand.
Why aren't you telling me what's going on?
I'll tell you later.
Eryx stops in the doorway of Ryshkin's bedroom. He stares at his brothers with incredulity before gathering his thoughts enough to formulate coherent sentences.
What did I walk in on?
Eneco being weird and cagey.
This would already be over if you would do just what I said.
And what exactly would that be, Eneco?
I'll tell you later.
Either tell us now or else let Ryshkin go. I swear, you two just look for reasons to argue.
We
do
do
not.
not.
Then stop right now and approach this rationally.
You could pull him off of me.
That is my last resort.
Aha!
Eneco releases Ryshkin abruptly. He then rushes across the room and stops when he is face to face with Eryx.
Eneco, back away from me now.
In a moment.
Eneco.
Eryx begins conjuring an ice spell at his fingertips.
Yeah. You make ice, I make fire. One moment.
Eneco, what is this about?
Nothing the two of you need to worry about.
Given that it seems to involve us, I would say that we have plenty of reasons to be concerned about.
That's good to know.
Eneco then rushes out of the room.
What was he doing?
You know as much as I do.
His behaviors are concerning me more and more.
You think he'll ever tell us what he was doing?
Somehow, I doubt it.
So your brother was behaving bizarrely.
Yes, and we have no idea what caused it.
And he left abruptly. We are not entirely certain the cause of that, either.
All of this, and Ariana and her friends once again visiting the islands.
Mom, you have some idea what this has been regarding?
I will be back soon. No need to worry. I'll bring Asu along with me.
The two brothers watched their mother as she left the room. After a long silence, they once again spoke.
Why does everybody in this family do that? Just leave with no explanation.
I haven't the faintest idea, but I suspect that Mom wants to confirm her suspicions before she addresses anything else.
What suspicions could she have? We just told her about Eneco acting weirdly.
You know literally as much as I do, dear brother.
Yurius, Denorei, Samaya, Kroedin, Rythis, and Ariana sat in the tavern on the pier of the Crystal Seas. They are staying for the night until another ship can return them to the mainland.
And how are things going with Eneco and his father?
He seems to be dealing with everything well enough, but he has some concerns about his father, especially with the possibility that his siblings and children could be consecrated as well.
Well, that is reason enough for concern. The consecrated have enough issues without others attempting to use them for their own ambitions and goals.
When your father does that to begin with, you live a very strange existence.
I would imagine so, yes.
But you managed to tell him everything without his father around?
Yes, I did.
Good. I cannot imagine how Riki would have reacted should he have heard everything you had to say.
It's fair to say he'd have been excited, to say the least.
And scheming ways to use this to his advantage.
Imagine if he knew how to tell consecrated in the world outside of these islands.
That is a situation that none of us want to imagine. It would be terrible and terrifying, to say the least.
Aren't you missing a worse possibility?
And what would that be, Rythis?
Eneco's a consecrated like Ari is. Doesn't that mean his dad is too?
Oh, right. That does make things a lot worse, should that be true.
And if he knows it.
Even if he is one, it's not as though you would tell Riki that. Right, Ari?
Of course not. That's the last thing the world needs. Riki, or somebody just like him with abilities of a consecrated.
If you ever find out that Riki is a consecrated, I believe you have already made the wisest decision possible regarding how to handle that information.
Thank you.
Well, there's something else to worry about now.
Hmm?
Eneco just walked in.
Oh, this cannot be good.
With trepidation, Eneco approaches Ariana and her friends.
Eneco, this is unexpected.
Ariana, I need to talk with you.